Oh, everybody, of course it's extremely dark outside right now. But I wanted to show you something we've had going on and finally got the majority of it up today, or got it done so we could at least see how it's all gonna pan out, and it's dark enough now to see. I've needed lights for a very long time. So we ship a lot of our cattle come in during the night. We're just lucky that way, I guess. There is the commodity barn with tractor and trucks, everything plugged in. Oh, my finger's getting in the way. We set a pole here today. I don't know if anyone's ever seen, but I've got these extension cords coming in here. I've had to run over 100 feet worth of cord just to be able to run these augers, and they just pull a lot of load, especially when it gets cold or damp. You just get a lot of bleed through. But so yes, we set a pole here with a nice light up top. That way I'm right here and I can wire my augers in, and I may even just hardwire them in as close as this is, but for now I can use these cords. And so I'm not got over 150 feet worth. I think it's probably 150 feet worth of cord, trying to pull both augers off the same outlet, so it'll trip a 30 amp GFI like you wouldn't believe, but especially when it gets cool. And so we put that one in. That way I can see what I'm doing at night. I don't have any lights on the barn, but eventually I'll get them. And then we're gonna come over here to the loadout, which desperately needed a light. Yeah, you get to hear my old man hacks now. But yeah, so I have not been out here. This is all, I knew that they did it. We have lights there, 2 plug-ins, and this line here comes out over here, and now our chute is hardwired so we can plug in the chute instead of running these extension cords all the way to the saddle shed, where when we're weighing cattle they get pulled out and calves play with them, and all of a sudden you lose power. But my loadout actually is brighter than I thought. Not as bright as I originally wanted, but I put that pole over there for the trailer loadout, because this loadout's going to come out and be replaced with steel. But it's got enough light now. That's perfectly fine the way it is. That'll work amazing, because I've just been having to look at everything with my flashlight on my phone. But when we go with a steel loadout, then we'll just put a light on it. Probably that works really good. But here's my alleyway. Look at this. Boy, I'm sure this is gonna cost me around $1,000 or $2,000, but man, this is nice. We can work cattle in the dark now, and everyone can suffer because I've got lights. I didn't put anything by the squeeze chute because we're gonna put a processing barn in here and hopefully someday a hydraulic chute, and so that will have its own lights. Here's some bovines, but I had them put this one here so we could illuminate the load into the chute. I have doctored a lot of cattle with the flashlight on my phone, or a little dinky flashlight out of a pickup that the battery is almost to die on, or tried to sort calves off of each other in an alleyway to doctor them, or a cow, trying to get cows out of calves if something's happening. And inevitably, what happens is they get upset and then they eat your sack lunch. And that is not fun. So, yeah, that's, I'm really happy. I'm gonna go this way. But, so, now I just gotta get lights back onto my feed truck and I won't ever need to sleep again. There's one of my horses, there's the other two. They're being bullies. This is Red. She's my baby. There's Shay and Dottie. Dottie is Shay's mother. And yeah, so that's let's get back here and kind of pan through here. That looks really good. I've got lights on the barn that we had put in at a couple years ago because I just had no lights. They're the old style like drop lights. They're not that great. They are better than nothing, but they're not that great. So let me come into my saddle shed real quick and oh goodness, I don't have I'm gonna have to go back to the goodness, come on. The fingerprint, oh damn it, not camera. I'm using the camera. Come on. There we go. That way we can turn the light on in here and I can show you the next part of the project. Fireplace for here. This is my little fireplace that was in a boxcar or on a van trailer when we bought the place and they just left it there. It's got the lids, everything's in it, so there's that piece and there's that and then the legs. So everything's in this. And here's a little trap door for ashes, I guess. But oh, okay, you just lift that up. I don't know, it's a neat little stove, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of my stack of tires. Those are the original tires on my Ford pickup. They weren't bad tires, but they just had a highway tread on them, and that thing does not do good with highway tread. But it's gonna go right here. We're either gonna put it right in this corner where these tires are, or we're gonna set it here, and we'll just run our pipe up through the top there. I may put it in the corner so it's a little further out of the way because this is also my salt house. It's where this is mineral block, but I usually stack a ton of mineral and a ton of salt in here, and then I got a ton of blow blocks out there. But and I know as soon as my wife moves home, she'll be buying horse feed or making me buy it, and that'll go in here too. So just like specialty feeds, like horse feed for the horses, because I've got more horses than I've ever show. I've got quite a few of them floating around, and they're pretty easy to pick up. So we'll have our salt and our mineral and our horse feed and our bloat blocks, because I'm going to be using quite a few of those. Fireplace, coffee pot, and definitely I'm going to bring a coffee pot out here pretty quick, but put some cabinets on the wall. Need to clean them out, of course. I didn't do that. Just some toe nippers and a rasp, a curry comb and a brush. Just special horse foot stuff and spray. Gotta have the cologne. And I'm gonna bring a lot of my other stuff. I got one deal of loaded darts out here now. But I probably won't bring most of my medicine out here until this thing's sealed up. And I may bring a coffee pot out here. I'll just have to figure out a way to cover it. I may just have the box. But yeah, the cologne sadly is not for me. I don't see many people, so I just stay old and stinky. That's every once in a while you'll have a cow that loses a calf, or a calf that loses its mother, and just having enough cows, I mean, that does happen. So if we can't catch it in the time to, usually what we'll do is we'll take the calf, either the dead calf or the live calf, and we'll take I'm gonna set this here so I can just talk to you. We will take the afterbirth, if we can, and we'll rub it on the calf. If it's the cow that lost the calf and we have like a bottle baby, then we will take the afterbirth off the dead calf and just rub it all over that calf. Or or you have a cow that dies, and sometimes what will happen is, if that's not the case and you can't do it that way, we will take like perfume and just completely coat the cow's nose. I mean, just to where that's all they're gonna smell for the next month. And then we coat the calf in it too. And so that way you have a better chance of them mothering up. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you got a stubborn cow and you just gotta you gotta stand there and make the calf suck for a couple weeks until they finally do it. And then if you got some really stubborn cows who are just mean, then you stand there with a sorting stick, and they learn after a while that they don't kick the calf. But that's not animal friendly, so I shouldn't say things like that, but that is old school, and it gets the damn job done. So, enough of the rambling, but just kind of, there it is. I wanted to show you guys that today, but I wanted to come out and look at the lights. So, yeah, that's got me a little fireplace. We got to do a lot of work on the outside of this, a lot of patching a lot of the boards that are rotted and stuff. So, it's going to take a little bit of time, but it'd be good to have a place to come in and get out of the way. If you notice, I got one of my Brandon pots in here. Because Res Floor does not like the cold at all. And that was in a pickup. That wasn't in here, but I had to use it the other morning. And it was just flat freezing. And so I just put a bucket in front of the Brandon pot. And then I put the bottle on the bucket and let it warm up while we're shipping out a load of calves. So that way, because the Res Floor is just terrible. It's like syrup. Now I gotta dick off with my phone again and get it opened up so I can use my flashlight. So that's one way to do it. Yeah, it was. That's why I'd like some way to kind of heat this building up a little bit, a cool way. But we've definitely used the Brandon pots for that, because it'll warm it up. It didn't warm this building up very well because it's got so many draft holes in it, and the heat was going out just as fast as we could do it, but it was better than nothing. When you're up at 5 in the morning sorting calves to go onto a truck and it's like 20 degrees, you get a little chilly, which it's not bad, but yesterday was terrible, because that's when we did it. We did it yesterday. It was like 20 degrees, and the day before was 72. So, but us Southern boys about froze our asses off. And today, It didn't get above freezing yesterday, and it didn't get above freezing today, and it's not gonna get above freezing tomorrow. But that's part of it. So yeah, I'm not gonna leave these lights on. I will today just because I can look out the window and feel cool. And because I live in the middle of nowhere, and I hate when people leave their damn lights on. The commodity barn's been having to stay on because they put the lights and the outlets on the same circuit, and so for the outlets to work, you have to turn the light switch on. It's something else, but that's okay. Really, I wanted the lights for just, I mean, it just makes it nice, but since I'm doing more preconditioning, when people send me calves that are straight out of the sale barn and are super flighty or whatever, I can leave those lights on because I hold everything up in my main pens for a couple of days. And that way, when they get spooked at night, they don't go running through my damn fences. So that will help with that. And after we had somebody try to steal cattle from us this year during weaning season, then I can leave my lights on and people aren't gonna hopefully be as tempted to go and load my damn calves into my own alley and then take them. If anything, the lights will give a good silhouette for someone to be shot at, but anyway, that's damn, my hands are cold. It is nice and chilly today. So that's where that's at, and we'll go from there. I really don't want you to see my dirty kitchen because I live alone, but yeah. Hope you like the videos, and I thought the lights looked really good. But you know, that's put your opinion on them, and you know, just comment down below. I really appreciate it. But thanks for watching.